At first, most people thought that the top secret files about East Germany's spies had been destroyed shortly after the Berlin Wall fell, and that all their valuable contents were lost forever. Well, that's what they thought, but it turned out they were wrong. In this video, I'll tell you the story of the Rosenholz files. 1989, the fall of the Berlin Wall. The borders between East and West open. Hundreds of thousands of happy East Germans crossed the border to West Germany for the first time. It's the end of an era. But meanwhile, at the headquarters of East Germany's Foreign Intelligence Service, the HVA, people are getting nervous. The East German Hauptverwaltung Aufklärung, the main directorate for reconnaissance, still has thousands of its agents out in the field. With the sudden changes in the country, they're afraid they won't be able to guarantee the anonymity of their agents any longer. So they start destroying their files. For some years it was believed that the HVA files all had been destroyed. But then, towards the middle of the 1990s, the CIA started arresting former East German agents in the United States. The CIA primarily wanted to neutralize all the East German agents on American soil, preventing those spies from continuing their work, but now on behalf of the Russian Secret Service. When the arrest of the former East German spies hit the news, it was rumored that the CIA must have secret files in their possession, files that were supposed to have been destroyed. And after those rumors turned out to be true and the general public learned about the existence of the files, pressure started to grow on the Americans to return the microfilms to Germany. After years of negotiation, in 2003 Germany received the material, stored on 381 CD-ROMs. The German intelligence service had named the files Rosenholz-Dateien, the Rosewood files. How did the Rosenholz files fall into the hands of the Americans in the first place? It was long believed that an HVA officer sold the files to or was bribed by a CIA contact. But then another version of the story came up, which claimed that HVA Lieutenant Rainer Hemmann had been ordered to deliver the microfilms stored in a couple of tin cans to his Soviet KGB contact Alexander Principalov, stationed in East Berlin, and had done so. Within the KGB, however, Colonel Alexander Shubenko sold the films to CIA Lieutenant Colonel Jim Atwood. But this version has never been fully confirmed either, leaving it still unclear what really happened. The truth is that both KGB agents, Principalov and Shubenko, died under mysterious circumstances not long after the files changed hands. So what's in the Rosenholz files? The Rosenholz files are not dossiers, but a collection of card indexes and data sheets. Firstly, the Rosenholz CDs contain two kinds of card indexes with information about the unofficial employees, the inoffizielle Mitarbeiter, as the East German Foreign Intelligence Service used to call their informants. The first type is the index of persons. It consists of the so-called F16 cards, where the letter F stands for form. The F16 form contains personal data like the person's real name, date of birth, nationality, address and the registration number, but also more information such as whether the person was a member of the party, the employer's name, and where the employee studied. The Rosenholz file contains 293,000 F16 forms, of which 13,000 turned out to be duplicates. So does that mean that the remaining 280,000 cards were all created for informants? No, the vast majority of the F16 cards was made for people that the HVA for some reason was just interested in. The F16 card index contains the data of several tens of thousands of unofficial employees in the GDR and around 6,000 foreign agents. The second card file contains the operational details. The F22 file cards, as they were called, contain the agents' code names, registration numbers, the names of their commanding officers, and the file numbers of all the cases of the agents. There are around 57,000 of these files. Only if you can match the F-22 card with the right F-16 card, you can discover the agent's real name. Unfortunately, the collection of the F-16 and F-22 cards on the Rosenholz CDs is not complete. All the cards created after January 1988, meaning the cards of the last 2 years that the HVA was actively operating, are missing. The fact that the last 2 years aren't part of the Rosenholz collection is also an indication that the files may have been stolen 1 or 2 years earlier, weakening the story about the KGB agents. The Rosenholz files also contain a third collection of documents which are registered under the agent's cover name. These contain the details of a person's recruitment, who recruited them, the employee's reason for joining, their address, age, occupation and whatever espionage equipment they were given. Each file also categorizes each agent, ranging from 1, meaning they were of low value, to 3, the ones of highest value and the ones to maintain contact with in time of war. The Rosenholz CDs only contain the data sheets of German citizens, around 1700 of them. Anything about non-Germans the CIA kept to itself. The data sheets don't come from the same sources as the index files. They most probably reached the United States via another CIA agent. It is the additional data sheets that are considerably helpful in confirming the real identity of the former agents. Because for several reasons, it's not always as easy as just matching up an F-16 card with an F-22 one. That's because for a number of them the same registration numbers had been assigned twice. And another complicating factor is the bad quality of the scanned files. The microfilms had been copied several times, which resulted in a loss of quality and makes them hard to read. A software application that was especially designed to improve readability in many cases changed the names and numbers completely, so it was doing the opposite of what it was supposed to do. Using the data sheets as a third source therefore provides additional value. In 1998, interesting news hit the headlines. Employees at the Stasi Records Agency had succeeded in decrypting large parts of the so-called SIRA database. SIRA stands for System zur Informationsrecherche der HVA, System of Information Retrieval of the HVA. This was the original database of the East German Intelligence Service that was set up in 1969. The retrieved database contains the information that the agents had supplied to the HVA, and as a bonus it also contains all the F-22 cards till June 1989, in better quality than the Rosenholz ones. Taken together, the SIRA database and the Rosenholz files are a treasure trove for detailed research. Together, these files make it possible to map not only who was who, but also who was doing what, where, how and why. Gaining access to the Rosenholz files led to a wave of investigations and arrests. Although thousands of investigations followed, they resulted in only 257 convictions. Nevertheless, the Rosenholz files make it possible to see a nearly complete picture of the Stasi agents in the Federal Republic of Germany. And the uncovering of this data is considered one of the most bitter defeats of the East German Secret Service. If you are interested in reading more about the methods of the GDR espionage, I can recommend this book by Kristie Macrakis, Seduced by Secrets, Inside the Stasi Spy Tech World. It's available in both English and German. That's it for today. Feel free to check out the other videos on this channel or just wait for the video recommendations that will pop up in a few seconds. Thanks for watching.